So today you're going to watch the video. After every question, you are going to stop and try and duplicate that question on yours with different numbers. So these numbers do not match the one on your worksheet. These are just examples of how to solve them. This is homework if you do not finish. Okay, so first thing you have to do is identify the bases. In this case, there are two bases on this object, so it is a prism, and two bases on this object, so it is also a prism. Now then, you look at your formula chart, and you look at the volume section. And the volume section is right here, and there's only two categories, prism or pyramid, and both of these are prisms, so it's V equals capital B H. Now it's not like this where it's lowercase b and h. It has to be capital B and H. So copy that down for the formula for a prism. So what that capital B means is this is the area of the base. It is not just a base, a measurement, it's area of the base. So it's the entire blue section. So the capital B is that. The H is just the height of the object. And it could be lying on its side. For example, this is the height of the object, and that is the height of the object. It what connects the two bases together. See, this line connects the two blue sections, and this line connects the two blue sections. So that will always be the height of the object. So again, first thing you do is identify the base of the object, in which there's only one base, that bottom portion right there. So one base, meaning it is a pyramid. It is definitely a pyramid. So look at your formula chart, and what you have is the pyramid section. So you look at volume, look under pyramid, and it's V equals 1/3 capital B times H. Capital B times H. So copy it down. Now the only difference between this one and the first one is you're going to have to divide by 3. You're going to have to divide by 3. So you find the area of the base, which is this triangle right here, and that rectangle right there. You're going to find the area of that triangle and multiply by its height and divide by 3. Find the area of this, multiply by its height, and divide by 3. Okay, first step is always identifying the bases. In this case, the top and bottom are going to be our base. You find the area of that base and then multiply by its height. Go ahead and write the formula down. The formula, volume equals area of the base times the height. In the case, the base is 5 and 4. 5 times 4. And then you multiply it by its height. So again, think about it this. You're going to have the area of the base, which is 5 blocks by 4 blocks. So it's like having this bottom layer filled in right here. And then you're just going to say, okay, it takes 20 blocks to fill in the bottom. Now it's going to take 12 levels of those in order to get to the top. So you find the area, how many blocks it's going to take to fill in the bottom, and multiply by its height. So 5 times 4 gets you the area of the bottom, and then you multiply it times 12. So your volume is just 20 times 12, which is 240. Now you're not done because you've got to put something else on it, your units. Because it doesn't have centimeters, inches, or feet, you must write units, and then you have to cube it because these are volume, the inside of 3D figures. So like we've always done centimeters, we've done square centimeters, and now we're on cubic centimeters or cubic units. I hope all you realize is all you are doing are taking the 3 numbers and multiplying them together, and you get the volume, base, length times width times height. Okay, first step, identify the bases. Remember, base does not mean bottom. It means the ones that are the equal sides. Since this is a triangular prism, you know the bases are the triangles, and they are equivalent or congruent to each other. So again, the formula is, because it is a prism, is volume equals capital B times H, meaning area of the base. In this case, the base is a triangle, so that is 1/2 BH times the H of the object, or height of the object. So first, let's find the area of the triangle, which is this section right here, just the area of the triangle. So 1/2, and that is 6 times 8. Do not use that 10. This is a right angle right here, so those are the two numbers that you use. They point to the 6 and point to the 8. So that comes out to 24. Now you have to find the height of the object. The height of the object is always what connects the two bases together, and it's the number you haven't used yet, which is the 20. So then you multiply that times 20. You get your final answer of volume equals 480, and this has meters on it, so it's cubic meters. We're trying to see how many cubes would fill up this object because it's inside, meaning volume. Okay, first step, identify that base. Okay, base again does not mean bottom. It could be on its side, but what you do need to realize is this is the height of the object. This piece right here is the height, and what it runs into is the base of that object. So this is, let's identify it first, triangular pyramid, because it comes to a point. There's only one base, so it's a pyramid. So we identify the formula. Volume equals 1/3 capital B times H. So first, let's find the area of that base. So the big B is a triangle, so that's 1/2 BH. So we have to solve that first. So 1/2, 6 times 5, and that just comes out to 15. So the area of this base here is 15. Now let's fill it in the formula, so we're ready to go. Volume equals 1/3, that is 15 for that large B, and the height of the object is the 10 because it's what connects to the very tippy top point. So we just multiply it out. This is 150, so 1/3 150. So divide it by 3. So volume is 50 cubic centimeters. Okay, first step as always, identify that base. So we have this base, and it happens to be what that height is running into. The height is obviously the 9, and that is how tall that pyramid is. Now because it is one base, it is a rectangular pyramid. Identify it. And that means, because it's pyramid, volume equals 1/3 base times height. So let's go ahead and just identify my base. The area of the base, the big B, is just base times height. Base times height. Finding the area of that bottom portion is all you're doing. So that is 8 times 8 gets you 64. So now that you have the area of the base, you just fill it in. Volume equals 1/3, because it's a pyramid. This is a 64 for the area of that base. And the height, again, is what connects it to the very top, which is the 9. So multiply it by 9. Okay, so 64 times 9 first gets you 579. Now you got to take 1/3 of it because it's a pyramid. So pyramids mean divide by 3. That gets you a final answer of volume equals 193 cubic inches. That's how many cubes it's going to take to fill that pyramid. First step, as always, identify the bases. So again, I see triangles, so that is your bases. Those are your bases. That is a triangular prism. So back to the first formula, because it is a prism, volume equals area of the base times height. Now the base is a triangle, so let's just focus on that triangle first. That's all we're looking at is the triangle. So find the area of that. 1/2 base times height. That's 1/2. That's 8 times 3, which gets you 12. So now let's fill in the rest. Volume equals 12 times the height of the prism, again, is what connects the two bases together. So that is the 2, the number we have not used yet. So volume is 24, and this is just cubic unit since there's no centimeters or inches on it. So again, multiply the 3 numbers together and divide by 2 because there's a triangle involved. Okay, first step as always, identify that base. And that base is this section right here. Since that is a triangle, it's a triangular. And that is a pyramid again. Pyramid because it comes to that point right up here. There's only one base. So we're back to the other formula. Volume equals 1/3 area of the base times height. So let's focus just on the area of that base, the big B, which is a triangle, so it's 1/2 base times height. Now be careful of which 2 numbers you use, because you better not use the 10. This right angle right here identifies the 2 sides that you need to use. So we go ahead and fill that in. Area of the base is 1/2, and that is 8 and 6. Which gets you, again, 24. So that triangle has an area of 24. So now let's plug it in. Volume equals 1/3. The big B is a 24 now, and the height is what connects it to the top, which is that 12. So multiply it out, 12 times 24, and divide by 3. And your final answer is volume equals 96 cubic units. Must have that little 3 on there.